Okay, so we're live now.
Okay, cool. Great.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beyond Borders. This is our second interview. And being that it's a second interview, this is also going to be the return of our Independent Spotlight series, where we host anyone and everyone who wants to promote themselves or wants to, I guess, promote themselves. So, like I said, if you're a writer, artist, rapper, slam poet, you paint for a living, or you just have a different opinion on the world, just contact us on Instagram. And if we like what we see, we'll have you on. Now, for this particular interview, I actually reached out to this brother because he is doing something that's very necessary in the world,
Mm,
especially with what's going on with the COVID-19 crisis and people going
mm.
crazy and ignoring orders in Miami by gallivanting around people and possibly spreading this virus. So I'm going to allow our guest to introduce himself and we're going to get to talking. So please introduce yourself.
Everybody, my name is White, veteran actor, speaker, thinker, longtime philosopher, and just a dude that loves to talk, loves to think through things with people. Um, it's a pleasure being here on the Beyond Borders
Cool.
podcast, and I'm really excited to get into this and really open some minds and maybe change some lives in this 1 hour session we got going on right here.
Yes, because that's one of our main tenets. We like to speak real and we like to give differing opinions to problems and things that people want to know in this world.
Right.
And sometimes, especially from my end, sometimes our opinions don't always resonate with everybody.
Mm.
But hey, all the greats had detractors, did they not?
They did. Yeah, you're not going to please everybody, right?
Yes,
You can't, because if you do, then you dilute your message that way.
correct.
Yeah.
So, as I was perusing your well, I'll just explain how we met, because I'm one of those Instagram people that barely posted at that time.
Mm.
And I saw a post from somebody else that I follow, and you were doing, I think, some kind of martial arts or something. I said, that's kind of cool. Because
Yeah.
I also do screenwriting. So at that point, I was writing a superhero dystopian film, and I was like, that dude kind of reminds me of my main character.
Hey. All right.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, let me follow this brother. And I started following you, keeping up with your posts. And I was like, yeah, this dude's kind of chill. So I started following you. And then I went through your profile because I don't stalk people like that. I'm like, I don't got that kind of time.
Mm.
And I saw that you were an actor. And then I
Mhm.
looked up your IMDb and I was like, oh, that is awesome. He was on TV. So if you'd like to talk about that a little bit, you're more than welcome.
Sure. Yeah, we got to take it back to go there. I was in the
We gotta
mall.
start. We gotta go back. We gotta go back to go forward, right?
I bet y'all are wondering how I got here. Well, let me tell you, right? So we take it back, man. What was the year? Geez, it was like 2008. I was in high school. No, it was 2005, man. And I got approached by these people at one of those like sham modeling schools. They're like, oh my God, you could be a model. Do you want to be a model? I'm like, sure. And da 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 da. I went to the school. They tried to hit me with some crazy prices for their photographer. And I was like, no, let me do this on my own. Right. So what I started doing was going on Craigslist. And I posted some photos on Craigslist of like my profile, my headshots, whatever that I took with my phone. And over the next few years, I would just build up the photographers that I worked with. And I put those photos on Craigslist and I put those photos and then move up to Model Mayhem and then Instagram. And then what happened was there was a casting call in Hawaii. This when I was in the Navy at the time, mind you. I went out there.
Oh, shout out to the veterans.
Shout out to the veterans. Yeah, thank you all for your service. Long story short, man, yeah, got in with this modeling agency actually in Hawaii, who just happened to be partner agencies with the acting agency. And so they sort of slid me over to the other side for a first audition. And I read and I got the role in Hawaii, which is unheard of. Speaking roles out of Hawaii, they never really happen. Got the role, and that sort of started my whole acting journey. This was on the show Last Resort. It was funny enough, a Navy show on ABC back in 2013. Got my start there, and then it's just been going and going and going and building on that ever since.
Cool, cool. An actor in Hawaii,
Yeah.
and you weren't on 5-0.
No, I will actually no. I've done background work maybe 2 or 3 times on Hawaii 5-0. And
Right,
so
because and usually with those you don't get credited.
exactly, exactly. You don't get paid very much, and so that's
Hey,
the
let's
thing
not
with
take
Hawaii.
it too.
Right. I'll take whatever you
I-
guys got to give me.
Exactly.
No, yeah, the thing about the industry in Hawaii is that not many projects are done there, but the ones that do come through are typically big. Anything that has a jungle, a rainforest, an ocean, even like some settings in Africa, they'll film it in Hawaii. And so there's a big sort of market for background work, but oftentimes that's as far as you can take it in Hawaii. They've already casted their principal roles out of Los Angeles. So, yeah. So I had to leave there, move to Los Angeles, and sort of the rest is history.
Okay. So, question for someone who's a budding screenwriter:
Sure.
is California worth it, or can I just stay here in New York?
Oh man, I mean, if you're not in California, then New York's the place to be, right?
Okay.
I mean, California, New York, Atlanta, these are very
Yeah,
big
because
markets for film
actually,
and TV.
yeah, because actually, that's my plan right now. I'm gonna move my family to Atlanta next year.
Oh man. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
good luck, man. I wish you the best. It should be good.
appreciate it. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think with New York is starting to go down. I've been here my whole life, but
Mm,
I'm at that point now. When you get tired of somewhere, it's just like you gotta go.
yeah,
I'm
I
at
feel
that
that.
point right now.
I feel that.
But yeah, so now that you've transitioned from the Navy
Mm,
and then got your feet wet in Hollywood,
yes.
and now you are expanding people's minds.
Yes, man. Life has an interesting way about it. You may come out here to do one thing and find yourself in something completely different. And life has a way of unfolding, and I just sort of let myself go and accepted what I'm here to do.
Right.
What I'm here to do. I've been publicly speaking since I was like 7 years old.
Nice.
Since I was 7 years old. So not many people know this, but I mean, we're just gonna blow the lid off of this thing here. Let me tell you, man. So I was raised Jehovah's Witness for the first 20 years of my life.
You ain't never had no holidays.
I've never had a holiday. Well, now
What?
that I've been out, yeah. When I was growing up, never had a Christmas, never had a birthday party.
Oh my God.
Bro, man, yeah,
Dude, how many G.I.
yeah.
Joes did you not have?
None of them. I wasn't even allowed to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. Let me tell you.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
No. You're
Yes.
gonna make me throw off
Yes.
my headphones.
I
Don't say
know.
that.
I know.
Don't say
I
that.
know. My mom said it was too violent, and they'd give talks about it in the service. So
Well, that is funny because actually in the UK with the show in '87, they changed Michelangelo's nunchucks to a grappling hook because they said it was too violent.
oh man, wow. Let's soften everybody up.
Oh my God. Oh, don't. Well, if you want, we can talk about how soft today is, but we're not.
We
Maybe
don't have to
we'll
go
see.
there. Just
Not yet.
if we
Not
have
yet.
time,
This
maybe.
is yes.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
yeah.
But go ahead.
So
Continue.
so as much as I didn't enjoy the first 20 years of my life in that organization, it brought me to where I am today. And this is how. First of all, yeah, I learned some really good public speaking tools. I would speak on stage to the congregation once a month as a kid in my little suit
Mm,
and tie, giving talks from the Bible, having to come up with these talks on my own, mind you. Little did I know that would come in handy many, many years later, right?
right.
And but beyond that, it got to a point where I was 19 and 20 when I started to begin to think for myself. a lot of tension started to build between me and the congregation. They said I started to have an edge, if you will. And when I started to realize, I was like, wait a second. If raising questions in the search of truth causes problems, then this clearly is not where the truth is at. So what did I do? I dipped. And being able to go from a system of institutionalized thought, break out of it, liberate yourself, and then look back from the outside gives you an immense power to critically think, right? It
Right.
teaches you that you should question everything, and it shows you how easy it is to sort of be sucked in the flow and persuaded by people that really may not have your best interest at heart.
Mm.
And so along that train of thought, that also carried into the Navy, questioning everything. And if you're supposed to be an obedient sailor, you're not really supposed to question much at all. So I served my
Right.
tour, I had my time, and I got out, because towards the end there was tension there too. I got in a whole lot of trouble.
Ooh.
But yeah, I got in trouble. But it's all good. But long story short, man, like, that sort of process led me down this rabbit hole of asking more questions and seeking more truth.
Yes.
And as that journey progressed, I started to get deeper and deeper into these texts and deeper within myself, until I got to a point where I could honestly say that I saw myself. What do I mean by that? I saw my essence. I know who I am. I know who I am beyond the car that I drive. I know who I am beyond the house that I live in, beyond my profession, beyond my skin color, beyond my humanity. I know who I am, and it's the same essence that's in everybody. And if I can get 10 people to tap into this same feeling, to know who they are, then I've done my job. And that's what I'm out here to do, is to empower people, especially our community, because we can really use it. We can
Oh, yeah.
really use it.
You ain't lied about that, because last week, honestly, we just did a show about colorism,
Mm,
and it got kind of heated because I had said that that the mindset should change once you get to a position where you have a platform that you can progress it forward. Because we were arguing about, my co-host was saying how people always bring up their experiences and they should be allowed to. And I said, yeah, that's true, but you should use that as a platform to raise yourself up. And then when you get to a platform where everybody has eyes on you, you should be able to progress it forward
mm,
and use that as an example, so people don't always have to live in the past.
exactly.
And she got mad at me because you know how we like to apply those theories to every situation.
Yep.
So this would be, see what you're doing with Fit Alchemy, and we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
It would hopefully help people in our community learn how to not always feel like there's no avenue where you can express yourself,
Yes.
and you don't always have to live off your negativities
Right.
to
You're,
progress
yes.
forward.
Yes.
So, yeah, so like I said, as I was following you, I started seeing you on Instagram putting up inspirational posts and motivational posts, and then you recently launched Fit Alchemy. So please tell the audience about that and what your mission statement is.
So Fit Alchemy is a company I launched, and my mission is to promote, or to cultivate, physical fitness, to promote mental fitness, and beyond. And the beyond there is the most important. And we approach it from the physical aspect. Why? Well, it's the most direct manifestation of your mental state. It's point A, point B. There it is. And I figure if I can show you the mental workings, because it all starts in the mind. You have to be fit in the mind before you're fit in the body. If I can show you the mental workings of fitness and get your mind fit, those same tools can be applied to anything else in your life: love, career, success, your other relationships, whatever whatever, because all the truth is the same truth. You understand? Everything works off of the same basic principles.
Ooh, see, you can't say that with our community though. There's the truth and then there's my truth. Can't do that. We cannot do that.
Okay.
We will get in trouble.
Yeah, you get in trouble. I'm not afraid to get in trouble, luckily.
Say no more. Me either. I was a little problem kid too. So I asked a lot of questions and I defied a lot of rules.
Yeah.
So.
There's something.
But
Go ahead.
yeah,
There's something
no.
that I wanted to touch on that you said earlier, and I
Mhm,
think it could really help when you were talking about being stuck in the past. Okay,
mhm,
see, people need to understand something that I said. There's one truth, but that's half false. What I mean
mm,
by that, each truth is a half truth. There's the truth in the absolute sense, and then there's the truth in the relative sense. And what that means for our community is this: nobody is saying, forget about the past, act like it didn't happen. That would be foolish. Also, nobody is saying be stuck in the past, stay there. That's also foolish, right? There's a balance. You need to look, we know where we came from. Wait. Or
right.
do we? With the narrative that's pushed in America, right? The whole Atlantic slave trade, da 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 da. Okay, we know that many of us have our roots in that.
Right.
Use that as a way to navigate the landscape. Know that, okay, while this country was built by us, but wasn't necessarily built for us,
Mhm.
now we have sort of been pushed into a second class sort of social status. That doesn't mean that that's where you belong. Understand that that may be the playing field, but you don't have to play by those rules, right? The playing field is the relative truth. The absolute truth is that nobody can control your damn mind. And with that, you can do anything and you can break the rules and you can break free from the societal structure, right? And be anything you want to be. Once people really grasp the idea that the only thing that limits themselves is themselves, then the opportunities become endless. They can do anything, anything.
Right. That's what and that's what our parents try to teach us also.
Mm,
You have to have structure, but you should also be able to ask questions when necessary to get to an answer.
mm.
And I think we've falling away from that a lot over the past decade, I would say, because now that we have the internet's so fast now, and you have information coming, and everyone's, you know, wanting to give their own opinion. Oh, my co-host just got here.
Hey
That's the
guys.
lady.
Perfect.
That is the lady of
Hello,
the
Rose
house.
Gold.
Hey, how are you, Kevin?
Good, good. Thank you. I'm good.
How's
So
it? I'm
yeah,
sorry. I came and interrupted you guys.
no, it's fine. It's fine. You were taking care of stuff behind the scenes, so that's always necessary because we still got to keep this thing moving.
That's such a
But
nice way for
we
you to put it.
yeah, so we were just discussing, Kevin's background, and now we're on the subject of information on the internet
Mm,
in that when it pertains to mental health.
Hmm.
And as I was saying, is now that we have the internet as this powerful tool, we have so much information coming at us in milliseconds that it's hard for someone that's not, I guess, I know this is probably going to be the wrong word to say, but stable, to try to process it and make an informed decision, because everybody wants you to sway towards their opinion. So I think that what Kevin's hoping to accomplish with this, and hopefully more people join this kind of movement, is yes, you can look at all this information, but you should be also able to go into your own mind and say, okay, I think this is wrong, and don't be afraid to say why it's wrong.
well, you see, that's the thing, man. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. I'm with you 100% on on the speed of things. What do I mean by that? Right? The internet has given people the opportunity to access millions and billions of content, right? At the speed of light, pretty much faster than they ever have before. That's a lot of power. Information is power. And with that, as corny as it may sound, with that comes a great responsibility, because not everybody has the tools to process this type of information, or to even seek out the truth, right? One of the biggest things that I talk to a lot of people about the state of the internet is social media, the dangers of social media, man. Social media is a dangerous thing, right? And I
Yes,
wouldn't be on it if I didn't have to be, right?
correct.
This is the landscape. This is the landscape of where we're at, and this is how people communicate. And so if we want to have our message reach the most people, we got to use it. But you can't get lost in it. What do I mean by that? Man, we are at a point in life where we don't know how to connect anymore, right? We live through this
Mm.
mask, through this cyborg, right? The cell
Mhm.
phone, through our avatars, posting only the highlights
Mm.
of our life, never really allowing people to see the real us. All of our communication can be edited. Don't even get me started on our pictures being edited. Half the people on
Yes.
Instagram, you don't even know what they really look like. Let's be
Mm.
Yes,
real.
sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to
Very
the
true.
models. Shout out to the models. They're hurting right
He
now.
said, shout out to the model.
They're hurting right now. They hurt right now, brother.
He
They
said-
hurting.
They said, don't expose me, Kevin. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh man. Yeah. The thing that scared me the most is when I saw this app come out. Now, you want to talk about the dark side of having all this technological power. This app came out called Facetune. And I'm looking at it, and okay, cool. You can change the shades of the background. You can remove red eye if you're dealing with red eye. You could even remove a mole. Oh, you can chisel your jawline. Oh, you can make your nose smaller. You can elongate your face. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is going a little too far now. At what point do you go so far in editing yourself on your digital presence to where you get lost in it, and then you wake up and you look in the mirror and you don't even like what you see anymore because your perception of beauty has been altered?
Mm,
Interesting.
that's crazy.
I mean, just to kind of piggyback on what you guys have been saying, is the internet is a great tool.
Yeah.
But you know, I will warn anybody going into the internet, um, just like going into life, you have to know what you're looking for.
Yes.
It's so much information. I think we can curse on this show today, right, kid? Can we?
Did you get
Kid.
paid on Friday?
It's a shitload of information on the
Hey.
internet. No, truly, and
Yes, it's
unless
going to be explicit today.
Okay,
It's
that's
explicit
good.
weekend.
I,
You know,
bro,
I blame the
I've been
COVID.
censoring myself.
No, I blame the COVID. No, well, here's our thing. With our show, we usually try to keep it clean because we want the teenagers to hear it. But then we
correct.
realize sometimes the teenagers be saying worse words than us. So let's
Absolutely.
cuss today.
All right,
There's a
fuck it. Let's
lot
go.
on thing on the internet,
Yeah.
and unless you know exactly what you're looking for, I think it starts from within every single individual. Since we're talking about mental health,
Yeah.
when you go onto this social media, what is the goal? What is the purpose? What are you
Right.
looking for?
Right.
If you don't know that, you're gonna be lost.
You'll lose
There will
yourself.
be so many information coming at you at a speed of light, like you mentioned, Kevin,
Mm.
hitting you left and right, top to bottom, that you wouldn't know which opinion or which way to sway.
Mm.
So you would just end up being lost because if you don't know where you're going, into the internet is to be the last guide that you need. It will confuse you even more than you were before you entered the whole digital world. So I think for the youth and anybody listening to us, I think going to this social media, they need to ask themselves why are they using these tools? And to the credit of some of these tools, they were created to connect people, and they have been turned into completely something else.
Yes.
I remember, and I think when the whole hacking and information selling went down with Facebook, they made a bunch of advertisement on TV showing the true purpose of why they created Facebook. And it was connection, it was family, it was staying in touch, it was meeting new friends, it was building relationship after or after meeting, and then there's the distance. It was keeping up those relationships and sustaining those. And they were kind of just reminding people, hey, I know all of this is happening. Certain things happen outside of control, or I could say, we just let it, we dropped the ball pretty much. That's what happened. Or we got greedy and we started selling your information. But at the core, while we started this app, was just to communicate within families with people. And that was it. But it can be so much more now. It could be so much more. Look at Instagram, how it started. It was just a way to share picture,
Mm,
and now it turned into this crazy marketing machine
yes.
where paid advertisement, every single person in America want to advertise. Big brands came along, and it turned into from people to people into
Mhm.
this great capitalist tool to use to reach customer, because they, one-on-one marketing, you go where the consumer is at. And
Right.
if they're using all of these apps, we're gonna go there and be there. Those
Mhm.
IG model, like we just
Yeah.
mentioned.
Shout out to the models again. They hurting right now. They hurting. Oh, they hurting.
They heard.
Oh, they
The-
hurting. And
No.
social distancing is whooping them.
Oh man.
I mean, not just the model. I think we can laugh about this, but is actually a lot of industry being hit with the COVID 19. Is a
Mhm.
lot of them. The creative don't have much to do.
Mhm.
DJ, party promoter, event promoter. All of these gig concert got canceled. Nothing is really happening. To help people cope. I've seen a couple of live concert on Instagram, on Facebook Live. People like, say, hey, we're gonna keep creating, and just join us live. It's safer, distance and things like that. So the internet is a great tool, but I would really strongly advise is if you don't know what you're looking for, it could turn into something very dangerous.
Yes. If you and I love that. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you get lost. But if you don't know who you are,
Mm,
you may lose yourself in the internet as well.
mm,
Mm.
Right? You may lose yourself trying to keep up with the likes, living for the likes. Man, it's a shame some of the things that people will do completely degrade themselves, throw away their
You
character,
you ain't lied about that. You know how many
sell
controversies
themselves
done dropped?
out.
That- You know how many
For,
controversies done dropped this year because people
yeah.
mm,
fishing for likes?
fishing for the likes. It's
Mm.
unbelievable. And so
I mean,
this sort of, oh man, it's even seeped into your day-to-day life to where teens, if you will, can see somebody struggling. Say somebody breaks their leg on the street, right? Help
mhm.
me,
Yep.
help me, help me. Instead of getting help, they got 7 phones in their face for the likes because oh my God, this is content. I can get some clout off of this.
Yeah, I kind of blame TMZ and World Star for that, especially when they
Mm,
started incentivizing people sending in the videos. And then the
yeah,
news picked up on it and they started doing it. So
right,
we were like,
right.
all right,
Mm,
I
so
mean,
yeah, there's a murder right there, but hey, that's gonna hit my page up.
I think we have to all ask
right.
ourselves, how do we got there as a society
Mm,
where we see less of a human aspect and more so of this, hey, I'm the first to report this. I saw it,
Vanity.
right, right.
how did we, you know, as a society, how did we even evolve to get there?
Mm.
Vanity. It's all
Vanity.
about vanity. Everybody wants to be seen, everybody wants to be heard.
Because
Everybody wants to
everybody
be a
has a
leader.
platform.
Right.
Exactly. I think Kevin
Everybody
said a
has a
word.
right. Everybody has their platform. Everybody wants to be a leader. Nobody wants to
Mm,
follow.
yeah.
You
But ironically, everybody's following somebody. But it's we're living in a very informative but dangerous time.
Yes, and also a very connected yet extremely disconnected time.
mm,
Look, do you remember? It wasn't too long ago. Long
very.
ago, when you could just get up and knock on your friend's door and ask, well, for me, you know, it was in the 90s, and I'd ask, hey, is Johnny here? Can you come play outside? Right? Then, and the thing is, like, it was completely normal to expect somebody to come knock on your door and try to communicate. Good luck doing that today. Then what happened? What happened? What happened? We all got cell phones, right?
hmm
And so it became that instead of going to their house, now you would call them. Oh, don't just show up at my house. Don't just be showing up. You got to call me first.
Especially if
And
you're a
then what
bill
happened?
collector.
Especially if you're a bill collector. And then what happened? Text messaging blew up. Oh, don't be calling me out of nowhere. You better send me a text first.
Oh, nah,
You give me-
remember you couldn't send no text. You
After
no, remember
9
you
p.m. Well,
after
no,
9
before
p.m.
9 p.m.
No,
Yeah, 9
before
p.m.
9
was
p.m.
free.
Oh man, I
Now
Yeah,
remember.
just
before
calls from 9
it would
p.m. and
count to
then
your
every text was
total.
10 cents.
Yes,
True.
yes,
We
yes.
literally had to wait 9 p.m. and everybody would jump on the
Yeah.
network.
Yeah, I remember my mom was like, "Listen, don't you text me unless you dying out there. Don't you know it?"
Yeah. And the funny thing is, let's be honest, let's face it. All of this creation and invention started out of a good place. We as a society thought it was great to evolve, to create
Mhm.
technology, to have means to connect. When the cell phone or the cellular phone were invented, it was a great thing. It was everybody was really excited to be out. Then, it rapidly grew, and then we have different company coming in, and this thing got smarter and smarter every day. Not until I think 2000 what 12, 13, we now have personal assistants with Siri, Hey
Mhm.
Google, Alexa, all of those things coming into place. But when it starts really is, hey, we can do so much more as a society. We can do so much more work, more productivity, and I think that's what drive these. And we can see the same thing with medicine. You know, every time a new procedure comes, or every time doctors go into the lab are able to create things, it's always like, yes, we found this treatment. Yes, we found this. But at one point, when do we actually stop creating? When do we actually say too much is too much? Is it when we are able to clone people? Or will it be when we are able not to even need a woman womb to bring a kid into the world? I
Oh, that
Mm,
mean,
ex- that exists now. You know that.
I mean, this for me, what I'm really getting at is what
Mhm.
is the limit between ethic and you know pure science? Or technology, since we're
Mhm.
talking about phones and the internet, what is the limit between what is ethical
I can
and,
answer that.
you know, go ahead, kid.
When Skynet becomes sentient,
Yeah.
I think it's happening on August 29th. But we ain't finna talk about
oh,
that.
wait a minute.
I'm
Wait a
scared.
minute.
He
I'm
said when
scared about
Oh
that.
Skynet
man.
sentient.
Okay, so back on fit alchemy.
Sure.
Is it mainly just for mental health, or is it also for people physically? Because we also see the boom in, the boom with the Pelotons and the
Right.
yoga and all these different exercises and diets. And I
Mhm.
know a lot of that,
Keto diet and all.
right? A lot of that is also, you also have to
Yeah.
take care of you mentally, because they always tell you when you exercise, you're supposed to rest.
Mm. Well,
So, mhm,
fortunately, it's both, right? Because there's everything that I teach is based off of universal principles,
Mm,
right? As above, so below. The inner manifests on the outer. Your mental health and your physical health are the same thing. They're indicative of each other.
mm,
Okay. And so what I do is I don't approach the result from the symptom. I
mm,
approach things from the truth, from the cause. And you see, how it came to me was I used to do these physique bodybuilding competitions back in like from 2012 to 2016. And after developing the habits, after working out for about 3 weeks, after eating clean for that long, I noticed something would happen. Something would shift. I would have a paradigm shift in my mind. The way I thought literally changed. And this happened every single time. And it blew me away. I was like, wait, what's happening here? I would look at food differently. Whereas before I would struggle to go to the gym. Now I wanted to go to the gym and I'd feel guilty if I didn't. My whole
mhm,
outlook on everything fitness changed. And I thought to myself as the years passed by, I was like, wait a second. Th- this is where the fitness is coming from. How do I get to that state? How do I get to that mental state? Because that's what's producing the outcome, not the working out. Now they influence each other, right? I was able to work myself into that state through action, through activity, but you can also get into that state first through mental exercises. And so that's what Fit Alchemy teaches, right? You utilizing your mental faculties to promote fitness. And once you understand the connection between the two, you can apply those same mental exercises, those same principles to any aspect in your life and get results and get success. That's what Fit Alchemy is all about.
Okay, cool.
Totally agree to that. Totally agree.
Yeah.
You know, it's always funny to me how we always seek outside connection. You know, we're so focused on connecting with the outside, forgetting that even within ourselves, we need to make sure we're in sync.
Yes.
And I think that's what you're touching on. Like
Yes.
when you understand that every pieces of your body actually have to work for each other and with each other for you to be able to project what you want to project, the healthier self. It starts with the mental, the physical, every single part. You know, my father used to use this word balance. You
Yes.
have to find a balance within yourself. And every time you came to him with a problem, he was like, find the balance, find the places where every single thing within yourself, all the elements align, the equilibrium. And it
Yes.
was funny, but we're so focused on, I want to connect with such and such. It's all about, what you call it, networking. You
Yes.
know, you want to network, have your point within yourself to network. Every single component, your eyes, your teeth, your everything works from within. Good health
Yes.
start from within.
Yes, and balance. I'm so glad that you said that word, because if people understood the importance of balance, they could eradicate so many problems in their life. To touch on what you just said about networking, right? People people go into into networking with, oh, I want to go, what can I get from this?
Yep.
I want to link up with this person so that I
Yep.
can get something.
True.
But that is imbalanced. Why? Listen, there's something called the law of compensation. In order
Yep.
to get anything, you have to give. And so the mind state should not be, what can I get from these people at this networking event, or how can I get anything from anybody? Shift that to, how can I give? How can I
Yep.
cultivate myself to be of value and of service to the people around me? Because what people don't understand is that
Mm,
everything in life, a transaction, not necessarily a monetary transaction, but
mhm.
everything is a give and take.
Yep.
And if you think for 1 second that you can take something without giving up something, you're wrong. It'll
You're
come up
wrong.
in one way or another. That is exactly how karma works, right? Have
Hmm.
to use you have to use the strength that you have in order to gain strength. If you want to talk about marketing and business, you have to utilize the money that you have in order to make more money. If you want to talk about balance and give and take in relationships, you have to use and give the love that you
Mhm.
already have in order to get it from another person. You can't just expect people to
Correct.
give. And that's a message that needs to really, 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 really sink in
Yep.
with our community.
Yep.
Don't wait for
Get it.
anybody to give you a damn thing.
Go
Mm,
ahead, Pastor.
Don't wait for anybody to give you a damn thing. You think to yourself, how can I be of service to the people around me? And they will willingly part with value to me if I can give value to them. Don't ask for handouts. Don't I've had this mind state for a long time. Why the hell would I give my life force, my spirit, my time, my
mm,
energy, my focus, my power, building some other person's empire
mm,
when I could lay down the bricks to build my own
mm.
and
Hmm.
house other people and help other people and employ other people? You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hop on anybody else's ship. I'm building my own ship.
Go ahead.
You get
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And I feel that
I
everybody
totally
should try
understand.
to do the same to their capacity. I'm not saying you got to go out and be a CEO. You know what I'm saying? There's only room for so many CEOs. What I'm saying is this: go and be of service, learn a skill, learn yourself, and help other people, and watch how your life changes. Because the laws to making money are this: How good am I at what I do, right? What do I know? How hard is it to replace me at it? How many people can I provide service with it? If you
Mm,
can get those three questions down, you will be a millionaire. You will be
mm,
a millionaire. You and if you don't want to be, that's fine. You will get whatever you want in life. But you have to realize that it all starts with you. And I say this over and over and over in my videos. It starts with you. You
mm.
change your mind, you can change your life.
I mean, wow. Very true. Totally true. And I think it starts with what we're taught. And our fault are, I don't want to say parents because my mom was going to find you me. She's going to find me and give me some trouble. So I want to fault society because, to be honest, in society, we are taught that you're either a taker or giver. If
Mm,
you're a taker, your goal in life is to find the giver.
mm,
And and that's the type of balance that society make it seems like that's what we're looking to achieve. And if you're a giver, your goal in life is to find that taker for you to be able to feel fulfilled or full. What we are often not told is that you are to be a giver and a taker. And exactly what you just said.
yes.
You have to be the balance within yourself and meet
Yes.
another balanced souls for you guys to be able to build and support each other to elevate that empire that you guys are seeking to build. You know, but
Mm,
the more the ways usually present, no, you're either a giver or a taker. You
right.
cannot be both.
Right.
But you have to be balanced. And it's a good thing that you talk about value because I'm a daytime accountant
Mm,
and we always talk about the balance accounting equation. It's always had to be a credit and a debit. You
hmm.
can't just give and give or take and take and take.
Yes.
Your equation will always be out of balance, and that cannot work. So that give and take relationship will have to happen. Value added. That's one big thing that you mentioned,
Yes.
and you have to be of value. You
Yes.
have to know what you're bringing on. You have to know that and what you're willing to take. And we what we have nowadays is a bunch of unbalanced individual
Mm.
seeking other unbalanced either plus or minuses to kind of bring it together like
Yes.
physics. I'm a positive, I'm looking for a negative. I'm a
Yeah.
negative, I'm looking for a positive.
Yes.
And I'm like, why can't you have both quality? And
Yes.
in that other person you can see the same things. And and just build it. Build yourself with them, you know?
Yes.
So you have a lot of truth that you're telling us
Yes.
today.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. I
And
come
of
to
course, it was on a
speak it.
Sunday when we recorded.
He's preaching on a Sunday.
Always on a Sunday. So, also, just to also continue this conversation, drop more pearls of wisdom. Now, knowing that us as the Black community, we
Yeah.
struggle with mental health a lot,
Mm.
and it's more of a struggle because people don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, is there ways that you can think of or that you've discovered that people can cope, Black people can cope with, maybe some sort of mental instability or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't like to say mental problems, just
Yeah.
like
It's not a problem. It's just a
I'll say more of
difference.
afflictions
It's
Mhm.
just
that they
I
don't
like
want
that.
to that they don't want the world to know.
okay. So this is the first thing. We need to take a step back and look at the language used and what it serves to do, right?
Right.
Mental illness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mental illness.
Mm,
We approach it from this sort of perspective that the issue is with the person, that it's not a product of a sick environment, right? Nobody's talking about the environment. Nobody's talking about the things that lead people down these rabbit holes. And that's not to say that, sure, that there are definitely genetically passed on sort of mental conditions that you really can't escape. But then there's also a lot of them that develop from a sick environment, from an environment that wants you to slave away and work, disconnect from yourself. I'm surprised a lot of people don't end up losing it in a society like this.
mm,
Now let's bring this back to the community. Man, oh man, oh man.
mm,
You see, with the language used, It serves to control. And this is what I mean. It means to say that humans should be one way. And if you're just a little bit off this way, oh, no, you got a problem. There's a problem. We need to get you back normalized behavior. My belief is that if you're not harming yourself or anybody else, more power to you. You ain't got a
Mm,
problem. Okay. Um, if we look at it from our community and we understand how destructive emotions and destructive thoughts affect the brain and affect the human body, each and every one of our brothers and sisters is a fucking champion simply for
mm,
being able to exist,
amen.
right? We were
Yep.
talking earlier about the relative truth and the absolute truth of the black condition in the United States, right? Just because there are many forces that work against you doesn't mean that you can't make it. You just have to be aware that they're in place and navigate around that. Okay. But living day to day in a country that wasn't built for you, and to be able to make it and thrive is a great achievement. It's a great
Mm,
achievement, right? And in that position, a lot of people, I can definitely understand why quote unquote mental illness has such a stigma around it, right? Because I can sort of see, well, like, man, like if I'm out here being treated like a second class citizen, the last thing I want to be is treated like a second class citizen with a mental illness. No, I'm
mm,
good. I'm good. Be careful, brothers. Be careful, sisters. You can I'm good yourself into a deep depression, and it's very dangerous. Okay. And so what I advise is to lift the stigma off of therapy. Going to therapy doesn't mean you have a problem. Going to therapy doesn't mean that you're broken or there's something wrong with you. When we have physical conditions, do we not go to a physical doctor who's specialized in treating the physical body? Why not approach your mental health the exact same way? And I very much suggest to see a therapist who's in your culture. Absolutely, because they'll be able to relate to you in ways that other
mhm.
people may not.
Yep.
Okay, lift the stigma off of, I mean, hashtag, right? Hashtag lift
Yes,
the
sir.
stigma.
Yep.
Okay, lift the stigma off of these mental illnesses and lift the stigma of going and talking to somebody.
Hmm. Let's do that a real hashtag, okay, kid?
Yeah.
Hashtag leave the stigma. I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
you know, we're definitely living in very challenging time, and first part of your statement, you made it very clear. I'm surprised too that not a lot of people have gone crazy.
Yes.
End quote. Um, we're living in troubled time. We are adjusting quickly and fast, and it almost looked like this whole coronavirus responses, right? And think things change by the minute, by day.
Mm, mm,
We go from, hey, we think it's okay, to, oh, hell no, we don't think we have this thing under control, man, we need to shut down this shit. I mean, it all happened within 24 hours
right.
of thinking, hey, you know I don't we don't think we're going to get hit this much, to shutting down things, to talking to a stimulant package, to it's going quickly and rapidly. And I think this is how we going through right now. So
Mm,
shout out to, like you said, shout out to people that are able to keep their head straight
yes.
amid all this crisis. But the black community as a whole, we got to do better. And I think it is definitely getting better. We've seen people with platform talking about this mental challenges, mental illness within our community. It hashtag lift the stigma. If you
Lift
think
the
you need
stigma.
help, seek it. You're not the only one. You're not the first one. You won't be the last.
Mm,
And but I think we so ingrained in this, in the thinking, in the society of nonstop, around the clock, stop, start, go, 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 that if you actually pause and
mm,
reflect and take a break, you will start looking like the loser, because
mm.
the race is on. It
Yes.
never stopped. It's like the 400 meters. I
Mhm,
mean, going around that track, it's crazy, but you
mhm,
almost never feel like it's going to end.
mhm.
full speed. And when you actually stop and say, hey, I don't feel good. I mean, why am I feeling like this? And a lot of time, because the word is moving so fast, we fail to notice the sign until it's too late,
Yes.
especially with depression. At
Hmm.
first it might look like, oh, I just need a little bit more energy.
Hmm.
You can say, hey, I need to hit the gym or whatever, but you see that feeling of emptiness and just not wanting to do anything keep staying with you. It's not just one day a week. It stopped being all week, stopped being 2 and 3 weeks, and it's usually and often late by the time you realize, like, oh my god, I was
Yep.
depressed. And it's not
Yep.
until you actually even talk to a specialist to tell you, oh, you were going through mad depression, you were crying, especially with women. Sometimes we would cry out of nowhere, and you can ask us, why are you crying, what's going on? I can tell you why I'm crying. I
Right.
just fell down for 1 second, and I was just, in the corner, not wanting to get out of my house.
Right.
So it often takes some time for us black to notice what exactly is going on.
Yeah.
And that's because of the
Mm.
stigma.
The stigma. And I want to touch on that because you mentioned depression. Oh man, and I wish
Mhm.
I wish we had more time. We may have to do a part two to this, man. We got a
Yes,
whole
Oh,
lot.
yes.
listen,
Welcome
listen,
back.
You down
listen.
for a part two?
We can always do
Yes.
a part two. Mental health
Okay.
is
Hey,
very
All right.
I'm loving this
yeah,
right
we
now.
have one more question, and then you
Sure.
get to play our independent spotlight game called 10 Random Questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So continue with your thought.
Okay. I was just gonna say, you know, going along the lines of depression, we need to understand that there's two types of thoughts
Mm,
and feelings in our reality. There's constructive thoughts and feelings, and then there's the destructive thoughts and feelings.
mm,
And you really need to pay close attention to the messaging of what you're putting into your mind and ultimately your heart. What type of media are you watching? What are they inspiring you to do? And what I mean by that is this: thoughts and feelings of fear, anger, insecurity,
mm,
comparison will lead you down a very, very dark path. And this is why I can't do most of hip hop anymore.
mm.
I'm sorry, not most of hip hop, most of mainstream hip hop, because I know that there's definitely still channels of people putting out that real message. They're just not
True.
being supported like they should be.
Mm,
Uh, but if the music you're listening to makes you want to fuck somebody up, if the music you're listening to makes you feel bad about saving money instead of flexing money,
mm. You're right
if
about that.
if the music makes you think you need to look over your shoulder when you go down the street, if the music makes you want to pop somebody when you go
Yeah.
down the street, you might want to reassess the types of thoughts and types of emotions you're letting get into your subconscious.
Mm,
You might want to do that because
you're
it'll
right.
lead you down it's not helping anybody. It helps nobody. Nobody.
Hmm.
That's true.
Interesting.
You
That
know,
is.
and falling to that is like, once again, what we were talking yesterday with kid. We are talking about perception.
Yeah.
We were talking about perception on TV and mainstream hip hop or rap music right now. As a woman, sometimes if the music make you turn around and look at your butt, your ass,
Mm.
and like, well, all of these songs talk about big fat, you know what?
Yep,
And
yep.
you look at yours and you have this, to mine, you have this tiny little thing. I mean, it's not small, but it's not to the proportion
Right.
of
They've
these
attached a
video
value.
vixen. And it was like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? And I would have girls out there thinking something is wrong.
Yes.
I'm not one of them. I'm very comfortable, but sometimes it's like, and this is why we see this plastic surgery. And you guys were
Mhm.
talking about changing your image on social media. People
Mhm.
actually change their image, in real life to look like, they have those injection in their butts, and it's perceptions.
Yes.
This mainstream hip hop, describe this woman with, big fat booty, and you have what you got. Be happy.
Yes.
And I
And
think there was a
Rose,
hashtag we
yeah,
came up with a
big fat
long time.
booty,
Yes.
big fat booties.
Hashtag big fat booty.
Yeah.
Hashtag Instagram model
No,
scared now.
it
They
was
scared.
hashtag little booty matter too.
And you
I
know
think
what's
it was
funny?
something like that. It was funny.
Yeah, you know what's funny? It actually leads into the last question. I like how Rose segued right into it because there is a country in this world that likes to put out exaggerated images,
Mm.
Uh-oh.
and we know what that country is. It's called Japan, especially with
Mm.
anime. They love to do
That's true.
exaggerated images.
Yeah.
Okay.
And perusing through Kevin's pictures, he went to Japan, and I'm jealous as hell
Oh
because
man.
my wife and I
Not
still
too.
want to go. And I seriously might consider after this whole COVID for my birthday, since I'm going to be turning 35 this year, I might want to go to Japan.
Buy your tickets. Buy your tickets during the
I
COVID.
told her,
They're
listen, I
low.
told my mama, listen, if you could get a cruise ticket for about $30 right now, I'm
Yes.
sure I could go to Japan for about 400.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and we also know that Japan is very, besides being technologically advanced, they're a very polite, very
Yes.
quiet society.
Yes.
They are.
Outside of wars, of course. They be doing the most
He
during the
said,
wars. No, I'm serious. I mean, I love my Japanese people, but World War II, y'all, they were doing the
He said,
most.
Yeah.
They were doing the most.
yeah.
But
They learn. Let's say they learn from the left. They learn. They learn.
did they? Well, I mean, they do.
They're
They
trying.
still do some things on the low, but that's another subject
Of
for
course,
another
we
show.
all do. All power out here do all. We always do thing on the low.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, we could get into Fukushima and all that, but we're not going to do that today because it's about Kevin.
All right.
But
Right.
from what you're doing now with the alchemy,
Yeah.
did Japan maybe enhance what you do, or did it shape it? Because, like I said, it is mostly a religious and
Sure.
holistic society.
No, do you know what did? Japan didn't affect it at all, surprisingly. What
Mhm.
happened was, I went through a 2-year slump where I wasn't focused on my acting career. I was in a 2-year depression, mind you. I just got out of it maybe 7
Shout
months
out to
ago.
you.
Thank you. It was a
I
long
mean,
road.
yeah.
I was doing something that I hated. I was driving Uber, and I got to a point where I was living day to day, literally day
Mhm.
to day, and one Uber ride changed my life. Okay, now, so when I was in the Navy, my job was to be a Chinese linguist. So they taught me Mandarin Chinese, and so of course it stuck with me, and it would come out every once in a while in conversation in the Uber rides. And so like I had this dude from Israel in my car.
Kevin, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm here.
You got quiet for a
And
hot second.
oh, did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was saying, my bad. Maybe I gotta get closer to this mic. I met this dude I was driving with. Picked him up. He was from Israel. Long story short, he started speaking Chinese. I started speaking Chinese. We were like, whoa, what's going on? And I started telling him my life story. Going from the Jehovah's Witness to the Navy, learning Chinese, leaving that, coming to LA, to do the acting thing. And he's like, man, like, why are you driving Uber? And I'm like thinking to myself, like, dude, I know. He's like, no. Like, if you wrote a book, I would read it. You could change lives. And I sat with that, and that resonated with me. And I was like, wait, I could change lives? How?
Okay.
And then I just really started thinking deep. What do I know? This is what I know. This is what I know. Tapping into your mind and being able to pull yourself, to lift yourself up out of a depression, to be able to elevate your own mental state, to overcome any obstacle. That's what I'm here to teach people. So that Uber ride, I forgot his name. I still have his card. He actually won, he won on Shark Tank for his pet product sort of company. Anyway, shout out to you, man. I have your card. I forgot your name, but shout out to you. You inspired a change in my life, and that was about maybe a year ago or so.
Yeah, because I also had that bout. I'm actually 13 years this January away from, I almost committed suicide.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations for making it to the other side.
Congratulations. Shout out to you, kid.
Shout out.
You know I love you. You're
Listen,
annoying me,
yeah.
but I love you.
And yes, I am annoying. So, you have to hit rock bottom.
You got to own it.
Start your climb back. You gotta own
Yes.
it. I mean,
Yes,
and I think
yes, you
more
gotta
of
own
us in the community need to talk about it. And This is why I also say we should have more mental health professionals that are like us,
Yes.
but
Yes.
people don't want to put in that kind of work because
Right.
there's no benefit on there.
Right.
But like I said,
There's no clout attached to it. You get what I'm saying? That the messaging comes full
Exactly.
circle. Who's out there preaching that go to school, get your PsyD and become a therapist? Who's saying that? Nobody's saying that.
Nobody's saying it.
Nobody's
Yeah.
saying it. So say it.
Well, maybe Trick Daddy on an off
There-
day. Maybe Trick Daddy. Maybe Trick Daddy. But yes, Kevin, thank you so much for coming on. But you're not going anywhere yet because we got to do the 10 random questions.
Okay.
And then you can go out and continue healing the world.
I will.
And be back for part 2.
I'm
back
good.
for part
Hey, I really want to come back for part 2. I want to get deep
Yes.
into like the
Yes.
specifics of mental health in our society and the things that we can change today, the things that we can change immediately to start getting better results in our individual lives and ultimately the community's lives. So I definitely got to
Yes.
come back and talk
Yeah,
about
I will.
that in part 2.
Definitely. Okay, so what we do with the 10 random questions is exactly what it says. I come up with 10 random questions
Okay.
and they're quick fire answers.
Okay.
And one day we will have a sounder for this, but lazy.
We'll work on that. Bong.
Well, something a little more with panache.
Okay. More
But
panache.
now these questions again are very random and they could be any subject. And
Just
you
to
are
warn you.
required to answer all 10,
Okay. That's
even though
fine.
you don't like it.
Let's
You can
do
even
it.
give me the diplomatic. I plead the fifth. That's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so first question. Are you team Apple or team Android?
Apple.
Yes.
Damn it, man. You
Yes.
you FaceTiming.
I know better
whatever.
though, but I know better. But
FaceTime me from time to time. Kid, don't do that.
Yeah, I have an iPad, so it's okay, but I'm still team Android. All right. That iPad was a gift. Shout out to my father-in-law. But
The baby FaceTime me sometime too. So hey.
do that for y'all. I don't do that
Alright.
for me. So whatever. Your favorite cuisine your go-to cuisine that you have to have.
Pizza.
That's a good one.
Sounds like a New Yorker.
But Italian food has sort of made an impression on me recently. So my favorite would have to be something called linguine bongole, which is linguine with clams. It's oh my god, it's amazing.
Red or white?
Red.
Oh God, he's a red guy. Oh, whatever. Okay, your favorite city?
Oh, that's really hard, man. Oh, Tokyo. Easily.
Tokyo. Okay, cool. Okay, so you do mental health now,
Yeah.
and is there one person you could speak with for an hour, and why?
One person that I could speak with for an hour, and why?
Yeah, it could be
get the
anybody.
opportunity to speak with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like pick
Dead
their
or
brain.
alive.
like you push the button on your phone, and whoever you think of pops up on your FaceTime.
Oh,
Who FaceTime?
that's easy. That's easy. That would be the Egyptian intermediary god Tehuti. Right. This was Tehuti / Thoth / Hermes Trismegistus. This was a being that served as the middleman between humans and everything else and taught society music, mathematics, chemistry, the sciences, the alchemy, the all the universal principles. Look up the Emerald tablets if you want to learn more about that. I would, oh man, yeah, for an hour. I might need 100 hours with that dude. But yeah. If you ever see on like the hieroglyphs or things like that, if you see like the person with the bird head, not the
Bird
hawk,
head.
but the long beak, that's what
Right.
I'm talking about.
Okay.
Blue.
I think that question I have to take out of circulation because nobody's going to top that answer.
I'll look it up, the Emerald tablet.
Yeah, look it up. It'll change your life.
Okay, and you started doing MMA too, right?
Yeah, so I fight Tiger Crane Kung Fu. That's what I train at. And then I fight in martial arts competitions under Chinese kickboxing rules.
Cool. So who would be your favorite fighter?
Oh, that's so
Told you.
tough. My favorite 3 fighters are, I'd say,
I'll let
Israel.
you have 3 today.
I like Israel Adesanya. I like Buakau por Pramuk, and I like Israel Adesanya, and Mike Tyson easily. So that's a boxer, a Muay Thai fighter, and an MMA fighter. Those are my 3 favorite.
Cool. Tyson. Shout out to Bushwick.
Hey,
Okay. Weird one. What is your go-to cuss word?
fucking.
That's exactly what. That's mine too.
Oh yeah, she tells me shut the fuck up all the time.
I see.
Okay. Now, more contemporary. The MCU or DC?
MCU, man, come on.
Jesus
You gotta
Christ.
take that question out of rotation, man.
No, it's actually funny because I'm a DC guy, and we hate y'all. And you hate us.
True.
Fail.
I don't hate y'all. I just don't like DC. I mean, their comics are great. Their movies are trash. But
Yeah, I changed it
because
because the initial question was the DCEU, but after what Harley Quinn did, I was like, no, sir. But shout out to Shazam.
Shout out. Oh, but hey, man, DC did their job with Joker. You want to talk about
Yes,
mental
they
health?
did. Oh man, you know how many people they pissed off? Woo! We gonna talk about Joker when you come back.
All right, we'll do that. We got a lot of content for next time. Let me tell you.
Yes, sir. Your favorite show to watch?
Oh no. Okay, my favorite show is called Shingeki no Kyojin, which is Attack on Titan. It's a Japanese anime.
Oh Lord, all the birds and all the Blasians and all the tacos are gonna come for you now. Go ahead.
I love it.
Attack on Titan season 4 coming soon.
Yes, brother. It's intense. I love it.
Yes. Okay. Favorite rapper / singer?
Andre 3000.
Yes.
My man.
Easy.
See?
Easy.
Young folk. I don't know who the baby is.
Don't do that.
He don't touch 3 stacks.
You don't know. You can't even mention them in the same breath.
Me, you take any one of Pop Smoke's, not Pop Smoke. Shout out to him, and he passed away. The baby. Take any one of his verses and put it against 3 stacks verse on the remix to what's that song? What's the one? Walk It Out. I guarantee you 3 stacks blows that out the water.
Any day. Just about any of 3 Stack songs.
Oh yes. And last question: if you're a fictional hero, what's your power?
Oh man. Instant.
I'm doing this question for you because you like the MCU and
yes.
the X-Men are coming soon. So
yes, instant manifestation.
You're gonna have to explain that to the folks.
Okay. So the way that manifestation would work for your human, right, would be like, okay, I'm thinking of something, I'm holding an image in my mind of a situation that I want, of a certain thing that I want to achieve, something that I want in my life. And if I can hold that image clearly in my head, right, that situation, that thing, that person already exists in one way, shape, or form. You just need to bring it to you. And so what happens is it exists first in vibration, in thought, and through attracting it to yourself, it lowers in vibration until it's physical, until it's here, until you meet it, right? Until you manifest it. Now, beings with the powers that people would attribute God powers to are able to do the same thing, but just at a much faster rate, instantaneously. I think it's there. If I could have that power, oh man, yeah, that would be my superpower. Boom. Being able to think things into existence, pretty much.
That was a long definition, but I like it. Being able to think things into realization.
Listen, y'all would have to throw me in jail because the things I think about on it.
Yes, please, we will.
It would take so much responsibility.
You think the world?
And I don't think that would work because you would think of you being free, and you would be free. So
you know what it'd be like. You saw the first Ghostbusters, right?
No, I didn't. I wasn't allowed to watch it. I remember I was Grace Jones.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's a nerd.
If you ever watch it near the end of the movie, when Gozer asked to manifest the destroyer, I swear to God, that's how I would. That's the exact look Ray had on his face. That's how I would look all day, and things just come out of my head.
No, we don't want that.
Would be over.
We'll give it to everybody, but not you, man. Nope.
No, you know what? Just to troll y'all, I would just have 300 million Trumps just running around just to troll y'all.
I
But yes,
mean,
Kevin, it
you
has been a
annoy the
pleasure.
liberals.
Yes,
It has been a pleasure.
it has been. Let us do part 2 and let us do
Oh,
it
Yes,
soon.
we're definitely
please.
coming back next month because we're going on a
Yes,
media blitz
please.
next month,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
want to try to have a lot of podcasters and black, white, or in the middle.
Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna set up the studio, and we can definitely get on IG Live and stream it, different
Right.
other ways. But that will be fire.
Yes.
Yes. And we'll just all those shows we do, we're just gonna put out progressively, and we're gonna be so known that Joe Rogan might be like, I might have to watch him.
I'd love
Mm.
that.
I love this episode. I really did. I mean, we
Yeah,
did a
I think this
fantastic
is one
job.
of
Thank
our
you
most
for
this is one of our most intense, but very good intense episodes.
Yes, I
Again,
agree.
mental health is a very, very serious problem in
We're
our
gonna touch on
community.
that.
Oh yeah, because we got to really dive into it.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Okay.
Kevin unfortunately has to go save the world.
Yes.
Hey.
Putting on my cape right now. Literally got to run.
No
Yeah,
problem. We
he's in
appreciate your time.
California, so the breeze
Of
is
course.
plentiful.
Yes.
Oh, you're not. You're supposed to stay in, right? You not.
Yes.
Oh,
Supposed to
he
stay
hasn't,
in, but
but
the mountains are still there. I'm going to
Oh.
the top of a mountain.
on the top of a mountain.
All
Exactly.
right.
COVID
Well,
can't.
kid, that's one place we could go. We could go down visit
I
Kevin.
already
Come on.
told
There it
you.
is. Come.
As soon as the National Guard rolls down my block, I'm jumping in the Corolla, taking my wife and my kid in the forest. Okay, maybe not my wife. I'm,
What? Why would
I'm
you
gonna
do that,
take her.
sweet?
She goes because I need someone to watch the baby when I go to
True.
sleep. I'm
Okay.
gonna be like, it's gonna be like The Last of Us.
There it is. There it is. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate having me on here.
Yes, sir.
Just go to my Instagram because I'm going to be putting out everything through that. It's Kevin Lewis White, Kevin
Having you back.
Louis White, like the color. And I will be in touch with all y'all, and I'm looking very forward to part 2. But for now, I got to go save the world
From the mountaintops.
from the mountaintop.
Yes.
All right, y'all.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
Kev.
All right.
What's up, kid?
Sometimes fun.
He is awesome.
Yes, I told you. I follow good people. I don't follow ratchets. Again, shout out to the Instagram models. They hurting right now. They hurting.
Definitely was fun. I think we should go to LA. We've been trying to go there.
We're
But then,
going to go to LA once they lift it, and
because I do have a vacation I was supposed to take to go to Europe. We can definitely go and do this.
imagine a show on the boardwalk.
Yeah, let's do
Because
something
people
like
think
that.
we're crazy. People would think we're crazy, so they'd leave us alone. We could do a whole show on the boardwalk in Santa
Yeah,
Monica
like we'll go there and set up our mics and just go and talk.
and just
But
ask random people questions.
these are type of interview we should have more and more. I think this topic was definitely helpful. This mental health is a big thing and is amazing. So we should definitely have part 2 with him. He
And of
definitely
course,
touched on
I
things
just
that I've
quit.
said
I
to
started
people.
playing the music, but yes,
Balance, you know.
balance, yin and
From
yang.
the inside, he actually does not attack the symptom. He goes straight to the root and the cause of the problem, and that's what I've always been preaching. If you don't know what you're looking for, then you're gonna find a whole lot of crap out there that you won't even know that whether or not it's actually connecting to your illness. It's fun. It was fun.
It was fun. And just to remind the folk, the show we did last night is up right now about colorism. Woo, we got heated last night.
It got heated.
It did get heated. It's the exchange of dominant ideas and perceptions.
It was all
But
good heat. It was not
it was
nothing
good,
negative.
when people hear it, they go like, "There go that another angry black man again."
And a
But
woman too, because I was angry too.
well, the men will say you're angry. The women will put you over.
I don't.
We're not gonna get that conversation again because you got mad at me yesterday when we had that conversation.
Uh,
But
but it was a good one.
it was a good one. It was a very good one. And also, folks, next week, we're going down to the bayou. we are going to New Orleans. Not physically, because their COVID is a little crazy down there.
They are too. They're not playing.
But I connected with a female DJ named DJ
Hey.
Chevy Red, and we're gonna talk to her about her mixing abilities. We're gonna talk about her in a, I guess, for lack of a better term, an industry where a lot of female DJs aren't duly promoted or maybe even acknowledged for their skills.
Maybe she can give me a few tips. I mean,
Give
I
you
just
because
got
Miss
my
Gold
mixer here.
become a DJ. She will be playing the hottest Washington D.C. college bars and having those young whippersnappers looking at her and be like, "Yo, can I get a mixtape?" And we know what that code means.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be speaking with her next week. Oh, and also she's embroiled in maybe a little controversy with Facebook and Instagram because every time she puts up a live or a Facebook post, they seem to delete it. So we're
Oh,
going to find out what's going on with that.
exactly. Let's find out. That's not cool.
So we're going to go and go quarantine ourselves again. I'm going to go get something to eat. Rose is going to go balance some sheets. Maybe
Yep.
I'll play with my kid if she's up. Maybe I'll go play with my wife. We'll see.
Go ahead and play with something.
Anything. Maybe I'll go play with some. Maybe I'll go read.
Just go. We love y'all. It was a pleasure as
I'm
usual.
gonna put the music while you're talking.
All right, drop it.
I already did. You don't hear it in the background. Okay. Bye bye, y'all.
Bye bye.